Smiley here, and it's still currently Batman Day, so I'm gonna review The Dark Knight Rises. This is the last review I'm gonna do. But yeah, this film came out in 2012, directed yet again by Christopher Nolan, the end of the Dark Knight trilogy. It's very good. It's not as good as The Dark Knight. I wouldn't even say it's really as good as Batman Begins. But yeah, it's good though. But yeah, it's 2 hours, 45 minutes long, and Hans Zimmer is back for the music, so it's good. It's good music. I'd give this probably an 8. 8. So I think 8 nooks out of 10. But yeah. So Tom Hardy does a pretty good job as Bane. So does pretty much everybody else. Yeah. So non-spoiler part done. So now it's time to talk spoilers. So this film is set 8 years after The Dark Knight, which The Dark Knight took place, I believe, in 2005, because it took place pretty much immediately after Batman Begins. So it's 2013. So yeah. So it starts off with a plane being hijacked. We meet Bane, CIA operative played by Littlefinger, is asking him questions about who's Bane and where's Bane and what happens if he takes the mask off. And Bane says it'd be extremely painful, and then he went, "You're a big guy," and then he goes, "For you," but I think he meant to say both, "For you." But yeah, so they hijack the plane. They get blood, the doctor, they put it in a fake body. Yeah, they crash the plane, and Bane escapes with the doctor, and well, the doctor is a Russian guy who knows how to make nuke. That's basically what I'm trying to tell you about. And the next scene after this takes place. You know, I was thinking about doing this in the Bane voice, but that would hurt a lot. I'll probably only use the Bane voice when, whenever I use a Bane quote. Like the fire rises, brother. See, if I did that for the entire video, my throat would be done. But yeah, so basically the next scene is at the Wayne Manor, and there's a celebration of Harvey Dent's death, because after his death, there was an act that was created that helped put prisoners behind bars. Everyone thinks that Batman killed Harvey. They don't know about him being Two-Face. So we get a little bit of exposition through dialogue over what's happened. For example, Bruce has become a shut-in. There's no more Batman, and Gordon is his wife and kids are gone. His wife took the kids. Fucking goddamn it, Barbara. But yeah, they say about replacing him as commissioner because he was commissioner during wartime and it's peacetime, and you know what happens when someone says it's peacetime? Fucking peace gets broken. But yeah, basically, in this celebration, Gordon is considering whether or not to tell the truth about Harvey Dent. And he decides not to because, that would undo everything that's been done. So, yeah, this also comes important. This is important later. So, anyway, Selena Kyle, played by Anne Hathaway, tries to steal some jewels from Bruce. She brings his dinner to him. He has it, whatever. There's a character called Miranda Tate who's trying to speak to him, doesn't want to speak to him. Well, he doesn't want to speak to her. And, yeah, basically Catwoman gets what she wants and leaves. And after meeting Bruce. And, yeah, she also takes a congressman hostage. Forgot about that. She basically charms a guy who's a congressman, and they go on the run for a little while. Anyway, so John Blake asks some questions to Gordon another day later, near the bat signal about, basically that it's bullshit that Batman about Batman, and, whatever. And Gordon just tells him to shut up and stop asking questions. So Bruce tries to find Selina in the Batcave, with Batcomputer, and so Alfred basically talks about how he wanted Bruce's life to go. He wanted him to have a good life. He didn't want to come back to Gotham and deal with this shit and all that. And he had a fantasy about being in Paris, and he'd just look over across the table, and there's Bruce, maybe with a wife and a kid, that. And then Bruce is like, "What? Nah, fuck that." So the police find a body in a sewer of a young man, and that's about it. Good old John Blake goes to the orphanage, which turns out he was from, and this kid was also from, and he starts asking questions. Basically, the Wayne Foundation stopped funding them, so they can't keep kids past 16 or 18. I don't know what age it is. I think it's 16 though. So, good old. So then, the next scene is the congressman with Selina. She has what somebody else wants, what a guy called Daggett wants. Daggett is basically a guy who's trying to take over Bruce's company. He's played by the guy who plays Director Krennic in Rogue One. And he gets what he wants. Selina doesn't get what she wants. But she tricks them into letting the police come to them. There's a shootout in the alley, which leads into the sewer, which causes Gordon to get kidnapped and taken to Bane, and he meets Bane, and I really like Bane. I like Tom Hardy as Bane. He's a pretty good villain. For example, it's when they arrive and they drag him through, and he goes, "Why are you?" I can't do the voice. Can't do the voice now. He basically says, "Why are you here?" And one of the thugs goes, "Answer him," and then he goes, "I was talking to you." Trying to do the voice, it doesn't work. My throat's sore. So basically, they say it's the police commissioner. He's like, "Yeah, they're gonna be looking for him," and then he rolls. While this happens, Gordon rolls into just a stream of water, and he gets shot in the leg. And then Bane tells the guy to follow him. The guy's like, "How?" And then he gives him a little tracker and shoots him in the foot. Or maybe he shot him somewhere else. You don't see where he shoots him, but I thought he was in the foot. But he looked dead when he falls. So, John immediately finds Gordon and he brings him to hospital, and he's all fine. So, after this, Blake goes to Bruce Wayne's and he asks him questions, about Batman and everything, and he also asks him about why. He also mentions that the orphanage isn't being funded by the Wayne Foundation, and this puzzles Bruce. Also, Blake tells him a story about how when Bruce once showed up to his orphanage, and how he could tell that Bruce was hiding his pain, and because they're the exact same. After that, Bruce tries to figure out the entire thing with the orphanage, and that's when he decides to go outside after 8 years, and he goes to hospital though first. I was going to say he goes and meets Lucius, but he actually goes to hospital first to find out that he can be Batman again. Basically by, I think it's base jumping he uses as an excuse. And this is where we find out everything wrong with Bruce. And there's quite a lot of scar tissue, a lot of tissue damage. What do you expect when he's getting hit with knives and bashed over the head with fucking sticks and stuff? There's only so much that kind of armor can protect. So, basically, he goes to, but the doctor disappears, and after this, he just rappels down the window to Jim Gordon, and he starts talking. He's got the ski mask on again, like he did in Batman Begins, and he asks him a couple questions. Basically, Gordon tells him that Batman needs to come back, but he's like, what if he doesn't? want to come back, and he's like, well, he needs to, you know, blah 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 blah. He has to come back. So then he goes and meets with Lucius. Well, actually, that's wrong. Selena saves a friend from some guy that she's robbed. Selena's friend appeared also earlier, but she's not really important during that. She just gives her the thumbprint. Turns out that actually Selena wanted the fingerprints of Bruce Wayne and not the jewellery that she took. You know, pretty sure that was to disguise it, plus also it's expensive. So she makes some money out of that. But she saves a friend from this guy that she stole from. And yeah, Bruce goes to a party, he finds Miranda Tate, and Miranda Tate is all like, yeah, green project, yeah, green power, and blah, blah, blah. You know, renewable energies. That's essentially all they talk about. And then after that, he runs into Selena, and Selena starts telling him about how he lives in an ivory tower, basically, and how it's going to come crashing down, and there's a storm coming. You know, all that sort of shit. Like, oh, you're rich, and now it's going to end soon. You know, that typical villainy speech, anti-capitalist speech that you hear in movies from villains. But yeah, so she steals his car, by the way. She steals his car and pretends to be his wife, which is quite funny. And after this, we get this is when he goes and meets Lucius, and Lucius tells him, oh, there needs to be money coming in, Mr. Wayne, in order to fund things like orphanages and stuff like that. But anyway, he asks for some stuff, you know, some gadgets, some ways to help him fight crime and get over, like, his leg injury. And his, by the way, this thing that helps him with his leg injury can help him fucking break walls with one kick. So fucking strong. But yeah, so he gets that. And then he also gets shown the Bat, which is basically this version of Batman's Batplane. And yeah, it's cool. I like it a lot. It's a cool thing. So he goes back to the Batcave. He tries all this stuff out, and Alfred starts telling him about Bane and his origin, how he came from a hellhole, and I think it's Santa Prisca that it's supposed to be set in. But he came from that hole, and he went to the League of Shadows, and Ra's al Ghul said no. So he says basically anyone that Ra's al Ghul says no to is obviously very dangerous. And Bruce is like, yeah, whatever, I'll deal with him. I'll kick his ass. He's just a mercenary. And yeah. So this is when we get the stock exchange scene. Basically, Bane robs the stock exchange. This makes Bruce Wayne poor, but Batman. This is when Batman first appears for 8 years. For some reason, the cops decide, yeah, fuck it, let's stop these robbers. Let's stop trying to stop these robbers. Go after Batman. Well, to be fair, they think Batman killed Harvey Dent, but he didn't. But that's what they've been told. So you know, whatever. So basically, they stop Batman. Batman still somewhat stops them. He doesn't catch them all, but he catches the one with the tablet that's doing the stock exchange, but he's too late. So now he has to evade the police, and he managed to do it. Also, at the same time, while he's evading the police, Catwoman is trying to steal Clean Slate, which is what she's after. This is what she wants. It basically allows anyone to remove all record of them from any database. She wants that so she can start a new life. And that's what she wanted from Daggett. And, you know, she doesn't get it, because Daggett knows that she wants it. And after this, she goes to the roof, and Batman saves her from a bunch of thugs. And, yeah, it turns from a highway chase to him flying away in the Bat, which is quite funny, because everyone's just kind of like, you've got nowhere to run, and then all of a sudden this big fucking plane shows out of nowhere, out the shadows, and they're like, oh shit, what the fuck? But anyway, after he saves her, she disappears, and after this, Alfred decides to leave. He's done with all this shit. He's like, yeah, Master Bruce, I am not I'm not doing this shit no more. I can't do this anymore. Too old for this shit. Bruce is like, okay, whatever. Basically, he asked him to do something, give this thing to Lucius, and then he does it. He's like, I'll do this, and then I'm gone. And then Bruce is like, okay, bye, Alfred. Which I don't think he would actually be that concerned like that, because to him, Alfred's a father figure. But whatever. So, after this, oh yeah, he also tells him about the letter that he burned in the Dark Knight, where Rachel said that she picked Harvey over him, and Bruce gets angry. And that's it. So, turns out that Wayne is poor, and he finds out because the newspapers, and Lucius shows him. And there's even a joke about how he has to answer his own door now. And then they go, Lucius shows Miranda Tate the Green Project, and yeah, that's quite a good scene after that. So it's not really that good, it's just more dialogue based, but it's alright. So after this, Bane ends up killing Daggett, because Daggett gets so angry because his company can't absorb Wayne's yet, and then he acts like he's got power over Bane, and Bane's like, bitch, your money don't mean shit, I don't need your money. And then he just kills him. I think he snaps his neck. Anyway, the police find his body in the dumpster, and yeah, where he belongs. Not gonna lie, because he's a complete dick. But yeah, so Bruce manages to convince Selina next on how to help Batman find Bane. Yeah, he shows up at her place, and she says that she's sorry about him being poor, and he's like, no, you're not. And he's right, she's not. So, after this, Blake tells Gordon about Daggett, and yeah, that's about all that happens. He just tells him, oh, Daggett's dead. Bane, we need to stop Bane, and there's this guy called Foley who's just a complete dick, and acts like the Batman's the biggest problem and not Bane. So, yeah. So, Bruce spends some time with Miss Tate, to the point where they get to lying beside the fire on the rug, naked situation. And basically, after this, she falls asleep, and he leaves, becomes Batman, goes with Catwoman into the sewers, and finds Bane, and it ends up being a trap, and he has a fight with Bane, and this ends with him getting his back snapped in half, which it's pretty well done, I'm not gonna lie, it's well done scene. And the whole darkness is your ally. You merely adopted the dark. Oh, there we go. I was born and molded by it. It'd be better if I covered my hands, but I don't want to do that. But yeah, basically, Batman's fucked. Bane takes him to the hole, and Bane basically says his plan is to destroy Gotham and fulfill Ra's al Ghul's destiny, and and then once he's destroyed Gotham, Bruce has his permission to die. But Bruce isn't gonna just die with a snapback. He's gonna, he's gonna fight back. He's gonna try whatever he can to get out, and he tries it several times. Anyway, so Selina gets put in prison. She just gets captured at one point, and Bane ends up kidnapping the board of people at Wayne Enterprises to get them to take him to the Green Project, and he turns it into a nuke. He gets the doctor that he kidnapped on the plane to turn it into a nuke. And yeah, it's planned to go off in months, and yeah, during the winter. So that's great. It's already winter, so there's no point in trying to make a nuke in the winter. But yeah, so after that, so Wayne wakes up. Well, actually, the cops try to help, but they don't do very well. But Wayne sees a man trying to escape the pit, and he fails. It's purely because of the rope. That's the reason. Everyone fails because the rope gets too tight, and they can't make the jump. So, yeah. And he's told by the doctor about the child that escaped, and it's believed to be Bane. And, yeah. So, basically, he's told about the child, and, then that's it, basically. Bane ends up turning the wretch into Mick at this point, and Blake finds out about the explosive concrete. Basically, Blake looks into Daggett's entire thing. It turns out that the concrete that he's making is laced with explosives. Well, he was, because he's dead. But Bane's making explosive concrete. And after this, there's a scene at the American football stadium. And it's Gotham versus another team. Anyway, after the song is sung and the first whistle is rang, Bane blows the concrete, trapping a bunch of police underground. All the police, actually. All of them other than Blake and Gordon. Maybe a couple others. Well, Foley as well. But, yeah. So, he also blows the bridges from Gotham, so no one can get in or out. And, he also tries to kill Gordon. That fails. Because Gordon's smarter than you think. At least this version's smarter than you think. So, Blake. So basically, this guy who works for Bane, and he's a sniper. Everyone keeps saying he's dead shot, but I don't think he's dead shot. But just because he's alright with a sniper doesn't make him dead shot. But basically, he speaks to a military officer, and the officer goes, "Oh well, why would we let you keep those people as hostages?" And he says, "Well, if if a single person manages to cross, we're gonna blow Gotham to hell." And he's like, "Oh fuck, yeah." So they decide to stop people from getting across, including orphans, and yeah. So the president gives a speech, basically saying that the people of Gotham have not been abandoned. And everyone's like, "What the fuck does that mean?" And Gordon says, "It means we're on our own." So they have been abandoned, but not really, because it turns out that there's later on special forces arrive. But anyway, Bane frees a bunch of people from Blackgate Prison, and he also reads out Gordon's speech about Harvey Dent, and he got a hold of this speech when Gordon was dragged down to the sewer. Anyway, after this, a bunch of people get dragged from their homes, and after the rich especially get dragged from their homes, and Scarecrow becomes the judge of everyone. If there's anything that needs to be dealt with, Scarecrow is the guy to deal with it. Well, Jonathan Crane, but still Scarecrow, just not got the mask on. But yeah, after this, Bruce's spine gets realigned, and they talk a bit more about Bane, and then he makes an attempt to escape, fails. He does some more push-ups. But he's also told about Bane's parents. So there was a mercenary who was in trouble, and basically his wife got condemned to the pit. And yeah, Bruce stands after he finds out that Raz is the mercenary. Which, if you know anything about Raz and children, you'll know the twist that's coming. So yeah. So Bruce stands, and then he does his first attempt. Things get worse in Gotham, and that's when, after this attempt, special forces arrive, and they get fucking killed really quick. Not joking, they actually get fucking murdered. They're immediately found out and killed. So, yeah. So they make some plans to save the cops that are in the sewers. Of course, these plans fuck up, and it's 23 days till the bomb goes off. Yeah, no pressure. So after the attack, they hang the bodies from the bridge to send a message to the world. Yes, Bane is fucked up in the head. So Bruce prepares to escape again, and he fails once more. And after this, he has a flashback to when his dad, picks him up out of the well. The why do we fall, Bruce, so we can learn to pick ourselves back up. And then after that, he realizes his fears. He's afraid of dying in the pit while Gotham suffers. And the doctor tells him, yeah, do it without the rope, you dummy, because that's what the child did. And he does it without the rope, and he gets it. You can tell that he's going to do it when a bunch of bats fly out the wall. And he makes it, and he makes his way back to Gotham. Basically, there's a rich guy who works for Daggett who's the first guy that we see get the trials. It's either exile or death. I don't know how they kill you. It might be just gunshot, but exile, you have to walk on the frozen fucking river of Gotham, which is a very thin layer of ice. Well, it can support a person when close to land, but in the middle it's really thin, to the point where if you step on it, you might just die by falling in. But this man chooses exile, and he dies because he does exactly what I said. Basically, the remaining police make an attempt to save some of the cops, and they immediately lose. And Gordon and Blake get basically put on ice. But the first time that we see good old Bruce back in Gotham is when he meets Catwoman. Basically, Catwoman saves a child who's being chased after stealing an apple. But after that, that's when we get the scene where Batman's back and he lights a fire on a bridge of a burning bat symbol, and Bane gets scared because he's supposed to be at the bottom of a pit with a snapped spine, but he's back. So after this, he saves them, as I said, and he saves the police as well. He gets them out of the sewers. He basically beats a bunch of thugs, and then he gives Blake a bomb. Blake throws the bomb at this bunch of rubble, and it blows up, making an exit for the police. And now there is an army of police ready to fight against Bane and the mercenaries. Basically, Bane's been talking about how this city is theirs now, and no one else rules it, when actually Bane's at the top, and he's lying to everyone. And so basically communism. But so basically, Foley joins the fight because he decides to bitch out at the last second when they try to save the police with Gordon. And basically this battle happens, and Batman appears, and all the police at first are like, oh shit, we've got no chance. But then Batman appears, and he blows up 2 tanks, and then they end up getting into the fight. Batman and Bane get into have a rematch, and Batman beats Bane because he realizes that in order to beat Bane, he just has to punch him in the face a lot where his mask is. And Catwoman almost escaped with the Batpod, but she comes back when Batman is in a somewhat vulnerable position when he gets stabbed by Miranda Tate. Basically he knocks Bane down, and Miranda Tate stabs him in a weak spot in the armor. And after she reveals that actually it wasn't Bane that was the child, it was her the whole time, and that she is Talia al Ghul, the daughter of Ra's al Ghul, and that she is here to fulfill her dad's destiny. And that dad that fucking left her to die in that pit, left her and her mother to die in that pit. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense, lady. But turns out Bane was her protector, and yeah, they went to the League of Shadows, and Raz was like, "Get the fuck out, Bane." But then Talia was like, "No, I'm not staying. Bane's gone." But yeah, that's why Bruce never met them, because they already left. Why didn't they already attack Gotham? I have no fucking clue. I don't know why they waited 8 years after Batman fucked off. Maybe they just didn't have everything ready yet, but whatever. So, after this, she escapes, and Catwoman comes on the Batpod and shoots Bane, because Batman is gonna get shot by Bane. Bane's got a fucking shotgun pointed basically at his head, and he gets shot, he dies, and then they go after Talia. Talia ends up crashing with a bomb in the truck, and she dies, saying, "My father's work is completed." And Batman's basically like, "Fuck that bitch, it's not completed," and he gets into the bat, and he picks up the bomb, and he flies off after telling Gordon giving Gordon a hint that he's Bruce Wayne. And he flies off, and he's presumably dead. Of course he's not, he's Batman, he always has a way around. Turns out he fixed the autopilot that Lucius said didn't work very well. And yeah, that's how he escaped, because he managed to fix the autopilot. Everyone says no, but during one of the cuts between showing him flying away and Catwoman and Gordon and other people, he could have jumped out. I mean, lots of people always give him shit, like, how did he manage to get back to Gotham? It's Bruce Wayne, Batman. He always figures a way. He always has a plan. And even when he doesn't have a plan, he figures out a plan. He's Batman, that's what he does. But yeah. So, the bomb detonates away from Gotham, everyone's safe, and everything turns back to normal, except there's no Batman yet again. And he's presumed dead, as I said. And he gets a statue dedicated to him in Gotham, in the City Hall. And yeah, everything's fine. He donates the Wayne Manor to basically become an orphanage or a school. I can't remember. It's either one. But yeah, he then meets up with Selina. We don't see that, but we see him in France. Alfred's fantasy complete. Bruce is sitting there with Selina, across from Alfred. They nod at each other, and that's it. Film over. Well, not yet. Actually, there's the whole entire thing about setting up Robin, but there's nothing going to come from that. Yeah, basically John Blake is like, yeah, my real name's Robin, and he gets given a bag, and basically he's told where the Bat-Key is, and he's basically told that he can continue where Batman left off. After that, yeah, there's nothing left. That's it. That's the end of the film. But yeah, as I said, 8 out of 10. I can't even remember what unit I used. But yeah, it was nukes. Yeah, it was nukes. So it was 8 out of 10 nukes. Fusion reactors turned into nukes. That's the measurement. But anyway, that done. I hope you enjoyed. There could have been some things better with it. They could have explained a little bit more in terms of how Batman got back. Well, basically, people would stop complaining and, talking about it. But yeah, well, that, also the twist could have been done a little bit better. Her death is quite bad. But yeah, as I said, hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like. If you didn't, do what you do. If you're new here and you want to help me out, why not the subscribe button? If you want notifications, you gotta hit the bell, because that's a thing. And I'll hopefully see you next time.